homestand against the Orlando Magic. And once again, we find ourselves in a hole that only Alec Burks could get us out of. Just kidding. Knicks take a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter, but could not close the door because untimely turnovers and just lousy decision-making in crunch time. Knicks just folded, man. Questionable substitution patterns by the coach, and the Knicks would fall 104-98 against the Orlando Magic. This is Knicks Postgame Live, presented by Manscaped, CP of Franchise, Ashley Moss, Alex Rotaro, CK2K. They just can't make me happy, man. They just cannot make me happy. Like, because this game, there was just a range of emotions on this game. I'm sick of the starters right now because they just have no life, no energy, completely unathletic. They play uninspired basketball. The leader of the team is not playing well. So I'm down about that. Then my guy Burks turns it all the way up at Madison Square Garden. 13 of his 15 points in the fourth quarter, doing his best to keep us from embarrassment. But it was all for naught. You know, the last show or the last loss against the Hornets, was it the rotations? Was it the starters? Tonight, I'm going to say the same thing I said on that night. You can only ask this second unit, so much to bring you back into the games. The ineptitude of the starting five is a big problem for this team because they continue to put us in holes. Once again, you look at the third quarter and you're just like, here we go again. Third quarter of doom. Outscored by 4 points. Outscored again for the 6th straight game. Lifeless. No energy. No ball movement. Living by the three. Dying by the three. Unathletic. Uninspired. And then when the shots don't fall, the defense is even worse. So yeah, my guy Burks wasn't efficient tonight. But if he didn't turn up in the fourth quarter, we probably would have lost by 20 points. We were down by 10 going into that fourth quarter. My man played 16 straight minutes because your starting point guard can't get it right. Your big free agent ticket can't get it right. Your star player can't get it right. So it's the Alec Burks show for the second half. 16 straight minutes. I think this game turned when Mitch went out. 4 minutes to go. Mitch goes down. Tibbs goes with Obi, who gave us life once again. But as soon as Julius comes in, the defense falters, the offense falters. Then to me, a questionable move was, why take Obi out? He's got a career high, 14 points.
Yeah.
He's giving you energy. He's giving you a spark. He takes him out for D Rose. We didn't need to go 4 guards and Julius to close the game, in my opinion. To me, if anything, I'm taking my guy Burks out. Because there's no way you can expect him to go the whole fourth quarter and 4 minutes and 30 went 16 straight minutes. If you're going to put D Rose back in, which I had no problem with, leave Obi in the game. We didn't need the 4 guards there, Tibbs. And then the two pivotal turnovers, one by quickly, one by Rose, gave the Magic momentum, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's another frustrating loss, Ash. Go ahead and jump in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to dive into here. Obviously, Tibbs and the substitutions is a frequent conversation, and it's a conversation yet again. I think, you know, the lack of or the lapse of defensive schemes when it counts, especially down the stretch, is a conversation, and it's worrisome. And we knew that the defense was going to take a little bit of a suffer this season because our offense got better, right? But it's a drastic difference from last season. And, defense is 30% scheme and 70% effort. And the schemes are there, but it just doesn't seem any effort to execute them when it counts and in totality, right? And I think also there's this confusion on who actually is going to be on the court in the fourth quarter, who's going to be that closing unit, who's going to be the person who has the ball in their hand, who's going to be the closer. And because you don't have that consistency, there's a lot of confusion every single time we get into the fourth. There's no ability for this team to develop any chemistry when it comes to a closing unit because we don't really have a set direction. It's a lot of just lapses. And then again, that third quarter of doom is just, you cannot have a third quarter consistently making or breaking these games. It's just not the way to win conducively, consistently, and into the postseason. And then lastly, you can't have a team where your second unit, your bench is stronger than your starting unit. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And as of right now, this starting unit should be coming off the bench. That's how bad that they're playing together. I mean, the second unit, the guys are younger. They're supposed to be there to relieve the starters. But if anything, it should be reversed. I mean, this second unit's so good that they could be a starting unit in the NBA. And I believe that. And you hear guys like RJ Barrett saying, look, this is not, the bench is playing better than the starters. Okay, that's obvious. What are you guys going to do about it is the question. There's just a lot of things that are very concerning with this team, and it doesn't seem like it's getting consistently better. It looks like we have moments where we win, and it's like, okay, great. And then just as quickly as you won a game, you revert back to old ways. It doesn't look like we're formulating any conducive habits for winning and winning consistently. You can't defend home court. You're in serious trouble.
Yeah. I mean, CK, it's like, again, it's nice to embrace the depth. Like, it's nice to say, okay, we can get a guy like a Burks out there, and you're confident that he can try to get you back into the game and get you some buckets. But I just felt like looking at that closing unit when it was Burks, IQ, RJ, Rose, and Julius. We had no chemistry. Nobody knew their role. Nobody knew, like, okay,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then people are looking at Julius. Julius is playing hot potato with it. He don't want to take no shots. So it was just helter-skelter in the end, man. We just had no flow, no continuity. We were lost. We were completely lost. But again, that just puts it back to that starting unit, because ideally those are the guys that you want to be closing with, or at least have a unit that you're going to close with on a nightly basis. Right now, it's just it's kind of like a gift and a curse.
Yeah, I think that's where the frustration lies. Is we were just talking about in the last game that we played and we won in the Garden on Monday, where it felt like Tom Thibodeau and the guys, even though they were forced into that situation, and it definitely showed today that they were forced in that situation because they did not repeat the process. They figured out how to do a good job of mixing that depth along with the starters that needed to be in to close out a game, rather than just doing platoon swaps. The 5 bench guys for the starter guys. It felt like that the team was going to make that turn where you understand the better players need to be on the court to close out that game, a la Obi Toppin, like we were just talking about. Unfortunately, Mitchell Robinson went out, but it looked like Mitch wanted to play through it. I don't know how serious that was, but the decision was to go with Obi to put Julius Randle in, because I completely agree with you, CP. That lineup that we had, that was Emmanuel Quickley, Alec Burks, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson. That was the lineup I wanted to close with, because that was the lineup where A, we had the most energy, and B, that was the lineup that took the lead back when the entire game we're forcing up shots. People are playing hot potato with the ball. I'm seeing the starting lineup playing hot potato with the ball. Nobody wants to be that go-getter until your boy Alec Burks decided to be the one to go and get those buckets when we need the buckets. You know what I mean? So when we saw that lineup go out there, it felt fluid. It felt like the energy was up, the Garden was live, as well as the offense was moving. RJ Barrett looked a lot better. Mitchell Robinson, 2 starters, looked like they had way more energy in those few minutes than they did the entire game. And that tells you a lot. I think my frustration lies more in the fact that we started something on Monday and we didn't continue with that. Going to Ashley's point, the continuity is definitely not there. We can't show that we are willing to place, certain players with other players, and then come into this game where we're still waiting until the 2-minute mark to put the bench out there when we know the starters aren't giving us anything. Like we keep doing that every third quarter, and that's why we have the third quarter of doom. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, I have nothing else to say besides the fact that there's just no continuity with this team as of right now. I ain't ready to jump out the window, but I told y'all before we started this damn live, I'm coming close. I'm coming real close.
Not even that we started something on Monday. We started it in the first half of this game. Like the first half of this game, we looked good. We looked like this was a game that we were going to win. The spacing was good, ball movement was good, especially in that first half. Everything was clicking. It looked like guys knew their role. It looked like, everyone was on in some way, shape, or form. That third quarter came around and it just completely slipped away from them. And then they were not ever able to really get control of the situation back. Yeah, they went on little mini runs, but when it came down to, again, what we always talk about, down the stretch, you look at a team like Milwaukee. In the game that we played against Milwaukee, we had their number. And what do? You can see the difference between a championship team and a team that still does not have an identity. Down the stretch, they are poised, they are concise, they are consistent. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows what they have to do. And that is how you win in close games down the stretch, even when the game gets away from you. We don't have that identity, and it bites us in the ass every single time.
Al, go ahead and jump in, man. What were your takeaways in this game?
Man, it feels like I'm saying the same thing every single day. I do game notes on Twitter, right? And it feels like it's the same rhythm every single game. We start off with good spacing, good offense in the first quarter. Second unit comes in, brings us even more life. By the end of the second quarter, we put the starters back in. And next thing you know, we start to see lackadaisical defense. We start to see that beginning of stagnant ball movement. Halftime comes. After halftime, third quarter of doom, starters go back in there, play a majority of the minutes. Although I'll give Tibbs some credit for this one. He started to pull guys early, although I think he left Randall in there way too long. He left him in there until like
the entire third quarter, damn near, bro.
Right.
What is the point?
Essentially. And it made no sense.
What
and
was
all
the
Randall
point?
was doing it made no sense. All he was doing was chucking threes. He had 10 3-pointers. Took 11 shots today. 10 of them were threes. It makes absolutely no sense.
The entire third quarter, bro. Go ahead.
Makes no sense. And then once again, second unit has to come back in. Your boy Burks comes in, quickly starts getting it going. Rose starts getting it going. Obi Toppin gets it going. Mitch is in there playing really good defense, getting some lobs. RJ comes in there as well. You start seeing that unit, the lineup that CK was talking about. We got quickly RJ, Mitch, Toppin, Burks. It was on fire. Then we bring in Randall again, and he just slows everything down. And I'm going to put this game honestly on Randall. There were matchups that he should have taken advantage of. You're on Wendell Carter Jr. You're a second All-NBA team. Like, what are you doing? Like, go down in the paint and body this kid. You got Mo Bamba, who you afraid of on this team.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of young guys trying to learn. You're the most improved player. You're taking 11 threes? 10 threes, I mean? Out of 11 shots? What's good? You're not a three-point shooter? We have three-point shooting for you to operate in the paint.
The part of the problem that I see with the starting unit is just that. Like, I always talk about where are our advantages? Like, what are the advantages that we are creating that is making opposing defenses have to rotate? Is it the pick and roll? We don't run any of that. Is it the dribble drive? Well, our point guard's not giving us that. And this year, Julius isn't giving us that. And those two guys have the ball in their hands the most on this offense. And it's all dancing around the perimeter. It's all, with Kemba, it's, running off the screens, chucking up the three, running off the screen, settling for the mid-range. Julius, it's the isolation off of the elbow. And it's stagnating the entire offense. It is stagnating the entire offense. One of the best sequences we had in that game was when RJ had the ball in his hands. He had one where he had to run in the lane and then got Mitch on the Gotham lob, the one-handed Gotham lob. And then after that, he didn't see the ball for like another 5 possessions. He didn't even touch the ball. We got to be able to mix it up, man. We're settling for way too many three-point shots. What were we from 3 tonight? We were 16 of 49 from 3 tonight. 16 of 49. We have no continuity, man. We're just chucking up shots. It's just frustrating. But you know what? It's the two things that I looked at when I said, I don't know about the 50 burger. It's the chemistry on the offensive side, obviously the defense, but then it's our durability. Because Once again, Mitch goes down at a pivotal moment in this game. And he played well. This is what probably Mitch's best game of the season. You know what I'm saying, CK?
For sure. Yeah. Well, I'm well-rounded too, and that's the thing. You know, the defense was there. He was the +8 along with Obi Toppin's +11, and the rest of the team was all in the negatives. And beyond stats, Mitchell Robinson was a big reason why we had that comeback in the end. Like I said, him and RJ had a boost of energy with that lineup that we saw, and unfortunately, he fell down on his hip, getting that rebound to save the ball. It turned into a timeout we should not have got, but we did. You know, and then for whatever reason, it looked like he was ready to go, and Tibbs decided to go with Julius Randle. And then that's when the momentum seemed like it went right back into the Magic's favor.
I mean, I don't know if, I know it's easy to kind of put the blame on Julius, but I don't know if you can continue it. And in this situation, I don't know if you can blame Julius. I think it's Tibbs not holding, his players accountable for what they do and do not do on the court, but also he's not putting them in a position to win. Here's the thing, Julius, you have to remember, Julius is trying to break habits of last season. Last season, he didn't have this depth. He didn't have this help. So he has this mindset, and part of that is on him to kind of get himself out of that identity of, if I don't do it, nobody does it. We talk about hero ball a lot, right? But I think also is Tibbs needs to go ahead and give everybody, especially these starters, a role. I think Julius, a lot of the times, he looks confused out there because it's like, okay, last year my role was predominantly handling the ball, taking most of the shots. That's not my role this season, but what is my role? Because Tibbs almost is putting him in a situation where it's the scenario has changed, but hasn't really changed his role. So you're in a situation where you're maneuvering like last season, but the game has changed, the team has changed, and that's on Tibbs too, because he's not putting his players in a position to win. He's not giving them individual roles. He's not going ahead and substituting the way that he should. He's not changing the lineup the way that he should. Yes, the players are also responsible, but Tibbs is the captain of his guys, and he needs to go ahead and put them in the position to win. And I don't think that right now he's doing that. They all look confused out there, if you ask me.
I agree with that, Ash. But my thing with Randall, though, is that he's the leader of this team. He's got to show some energy and some life on this team. Like, he's got to run back on defense. He's got to be putting the effort in, chasing, boxing out, doing all those things. Like, if you're the leader, like, come on now. Like, everyone's going to follow suit. Everyone knows he's the $100 million man. Like, you got to do something.
I agree with that. He needs to go ahead and be more aggressive on defense. He needs to not, try to fight for calls every single time something doesn't go his way. He needs to go ahead and get back on the fast break trends. I get all that. But also, it is up to Tibbs to let Julius know what his new role is. And I don't think that he knows what his new role is, because yes, if it's not being the primary ball handler, that's fine. But what is my role? As a player, you need to know that to figure out where you fit in a team. You need to figure out what your identity is season to season. Some teams that doesn't change season to season. For the Knicks, it has drastically changed. The team looks drastically different. And I just think that Julius is kind of maneuvering like last season, but the rules have changed. And like I said, they all look confused out there. Nobody really has a set idea of what their role is on this team, especially in the crunch. They don't.
Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. 104-98, disappointing loss. Knicks go down to the Orlando Magic. I want to shout out some of the super chats that have come in so far. My guy Al Diddy down in Orlando sends a super chat. He says, no burgers tonight, guys. Knicks letting us starve out there. I don't think they'll even get a 40 burger at this point playing like this. Good job, squad, for coming out and letting us vent after these games. CP Ash, Alex, CK. Shout out my guy Al Diddy. We're going to get to the phones in a little bit. Shout out Hutch Tyree. Says, have we talked about how goddamn Mo Bamba scared the whole team out the paint? Yeah. And shout out Mo Bamba, man. He's been playing well.
Hooping.
Definitely hooping out there. And yeah, that's rim protection for you. But 1 for 2 free throw attempts for Julius Randle. That's not enough. Last year, he was attacking more. He was getting the ball side to side. This year, he's settling for the mid-range jumpers. He's settling for the threes. And it's just not working for him because Kemba is inconsistent there. So now you just have no flow to your offense. Now it's one pass, you shoot. One pass, you shoot. Nobody is attacking. We create no advantages on this offense. It is lifeless. It is unathletic. It is uninspiring right now. He's just got to do more. He's our guy. Shout out my guy Ty Morris. My guy went to the game. He was part of Anthony MSG's birthday squad. Shout out my guy Ty, man. He says, CP, thanks for all that you do. One love to Ashley, CK2K, and Alex. Obi's balling out only for 12 minutes a game. Why sub him out for Randall in crunch time for Randall to go MIA on the floor? Yes, the season is young, but it's getting late early. So they subbed out Randall for Mitch. They did have Obi and Randall out there. But Tibbs takes out Obi for D Rose. Yeah. And we went with 4 guards. I just didn't understand that, man. If anything, even though Burks had it cooking, I thought Burks was gassed. He played 16 straight minutes. How much you want the guy to do? He did his job. Give it to D Rose. Let him close. D Rose, RJ, IQ, Randall, and Obi. If Mitch can't come back in, that's where I would have went. You know, that's just where I would have went. Let's hear it from the people. Let's let the people blow off some steam, man. Let the people vent. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Let's check in with Dan from New Jersey. Dan, how you feeling?
Good, okay, CP. How y'all doing?
How you feeling? You sound down and out, man. You sounding down and out tonight, man. You're not your usual self tonight, bro. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm not. It's not really that I'm down. It's like I've been doing a lot of thinking,
Oh man, you've been soul searching, bro.
And it's like
you reflecting out there.
No. I have. And listen, I got a little take. I'm gonna try to be quick because I know y'all got a lot of calls tonight from angry fans and shit. So I'm gonna try to make it quick. I'm gonna try to touch on a little bit of everything that's going on in my mind. But I think that Randall's like trying to cut the ISO stuff. He's not doing nearly as much ISO as he was the first couple of games, and I appreciate that. He's been trying to improve upon his new role and trying to embrace it, but it's just not working out right now. I think, honestly, like, CP, I heard you earlier before the live stream started. You say he's not right mentally. I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
I think he needs to. Yeah, and he's kind of hurting us more than doing good right now. I think it would be good if he sat out maybe a couple of games if he really felt like he needed to get himself right. Because he is trying to change how he plays. It's not like he's doing something the same way every night. Like, especially against the Pacers, I liked how he played. He didn't make a lot of shots, but I liked the way that he was just deferring to the people that had the hot hand. But I mean, that's enough on Randall. Now I want to touch a little bit on the Obi situation. Yeah, if Obi keeps giving me plus 11s on 14 points in 15 minutes, there's going to be some serious agendas. There's going to be some serious agendas that I'm going to have to start spreading around here. Like,
hit a 3-point shot for the first time. Like I felt like it was all year. I hadn't seen Obi hit a 3. Hit 2 tonight.
Yeah, he is, and it was back to back. And listen, as I'm watching this, I'm realizing the New York Knicks, like, no matter what happens after this season, we need to get younger. We need to run with Obi, man. We need to surround him with guys that can match his pace. We need to get really young, like kind of like how a lot of the bench is young, but like we need high caliber players that like can run the floor, can defend, so we don't really have any more weak spots. I'm not saying trade anyone. Like, nah, I'm good not trading anyone on this season, seeing what happens, and then lining up trades for next season or waiting till the free agency of 2024. But what I'm trying to say is the New York Knicks need to get younger. They need to get more unpredictable, because when I'm watching Obi's doing in 12 minutes what Randall can do in 28. Why? Because like Obi's just a really good lob threat that can also finish around the rim around tough angles.
He's an energy guy.
Yes, and like when 2 points from Obi is like 5 points from Randall, because like when Obi scores, it's like a burst of energy. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, everything's gonna be okay. Obi top.
It's impactful, man. It's impactful, man. And hang in there, man. Thanks for the call, Dan. Hang in there, bro. All right, let's go to Michael from BK. Michael, what's going on, bro?
What's up, CP? Ash, everybody else?
How you
doing tonight?
Good.
I just came from the game. I'm actually driving from the game right now, y'all.
Okay.
It was the fact that we lost twice to the Magic on our home card disgusted me.
Yeah, they got 4 wins total, and you lost twice to that team.
And the fact we were down 10 in the fourth was even more crazier. One thing, there was points where Mo Bamba wasn't even in the game. He was on the bench, and these guys weren't even attacking the rim, guys.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I was yelling, attack the rim. Attack the rim. There's nobody there in the paint.
We don't attack, bro.
But nothing. Julius is out of it.
Two
Julius
free
is
throw
looking out of
attempts.
sorts right now.
Free throw attempts.
I think what needs to happen is Obi needs to – once Obi starts picking the game up the way we know that he can, and he's going to start putting pressure on Julius to perform more. So I think Obi performing the way he is and the way he's going to keep improving, I think that's going to put pressure on Julius to get his act together, because once he starts slacking and once us fans start seeing that, we're going to start booing him and we're going to start yelling, yo, we want Obi. He's going to start feeling that pressure. So I don't know. Julius got to do something to fix himself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tibbs used to coach, so I mean, it's not going to be that much pressure. Julius is still going to be our guy,
absolutely,
man.
absolutely.
But definitely drive safe. Let's go to down at ATL. Josh, what's going on, bro?
How's everybody doing? Just wanted to quickly check in, man. Get y'all thoughts on a few things. I try to be quick. One, I wanted to go ahead and just start with Fournier, man. Fournier. We're paying him damn near $20 million a year, and he's only giving us 20 minutes a night. I think he had something like 5 points today.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to get kind of crazy, man. And I mean, I'm not too sure like what can happen for things to get better for him, but I mean, I guess we'll figure that out too. Julius Randle, man. I know somebody already touched on this or brought it up, but he shot 11 shots tonight, and 10 of them were threes. I mean, it hurts to watch, man. We didn't pay him over $100 million or whatever he got paid to do that. It's not helping the team at all. And with Obi Toppin, playing how he's playing, it's starting to look kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but lastly, before I get out of here, I mean, we're a really inconsistent team, and I think we're inconsistent because none of our guys are their go-to moves, their go-to shots. It's not easy buckets, and we take a lot of jump shots, and nobody puts pressure on the rim.
Nobody puts pressure on the rim, bro. Thank you very much, man. Nobody puts pressure on the rim.
Yeah, man.
And that really starts with the point guard. Let's just keep it.
And even Magic, he touched on this last year, man. We take a lot of tough shots, and it's hard to be consistently good when you're shooting from outside. But
yeah,
I don't know about the 50 burger, man. But I appreciate y'all taking my call. Y'all have a good one.
Damn, JD, you down bad, bro. Dude. Oh man, they bailing on the 50 burgers tonight, big time, JD. Bailing on the 50 burgers tonight, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. Shout you guys out. One of those nights, man. This disappointing loss. I don't know what you guys on the panel want to say about Fournier. You know, I was on with Fred Katz and The Athletic. They did one of those spaces, audio type of things. And I just said the same thing about Fournier. You know that I was saying in years. Like he's not an impactful player. He's not, despite the shooting percentages over his career, he's just not an impactful player, man. And I know it kind of seems out of sorts right now with this team, but I just see it right now. Again, another fourth quarter, Ash, that he's not even in. You don't even know he's on the team.
I mean, I think Fournier has a very niche part of his game, right? I think he's a really good spot-up shooter. He's not a good shooter off the dribble, and I think that he requires a certain situation to be beneficial to a team, and part of that is him not really having a deep bag, and that's on his own development as a player, what he works on. But it's also, until that is part of his game or other aspects are part of his game, it's up to the schemes to go ahead and put him in the position to succeed with the things he does do well. Defensively, he has to get better. He's not really the most aggressive on defense. Offensively speaking, like I said, he's really only a spot-up shooter. He has to be wide open to go ahead and hit shots. He's not really
He's not even hitting those.
Yeah, I mean,
everything is short. It's like he has no legs.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's concerning that even in the small part of his game that is supposed to be his bread and butter, he's not even doing that well. So that's concerning as well.
Big time. CK, what's your thoughts, man? What do we do here, bro?
I was never really crazy about the Fournier signing to begin with, so I did not expect much, but everyone was telling me, you gotta wait, CK. I'm telling you, this guy, man, he can do this, and he can help us out with this situation, blah blah blah. I even had my man Alex tell me that he should be the one to be closing these games. So you asking the wrong one. So
Damn, Alex, he just put you
I
on
want to
blast,
hear
bro.
what's going on.
What's your thoughts Al, I'm not expecting a world beater here. I'm just expecting to knock down some shots.
Facts.
I see that CK can't let me just live with my shine and have IQ on like all defense team. All right, CK, I see what it is, bro. Yeah, I had him on that lineup for. Look, he's always been touted as a good team defender or just a high-level role player. I think when I watch Fournier play, he's just not doing the things that he's accustomed to doing, as Ash pointed out. You know, he's a guy who likes to slash. He's a guy who likes to have the ball in his hand and attack the rim. He's not even doing that. He's looking to pass most of the time and try to get his other teammates involved. And when he was on the Magic, he was mostly an initiator. He was essentially their playmaker, one of their top two guys. And now he has to know how to take a back seat when you have Kemba, RJ, Randall on the team. And I think he's still trying to figure out his role. I'm not expecting him to be this 30-point shooter that we saw from on the first night against Boston, but
yeah,
he's got to do more than this. He's got to do more than this. Like, he's got to give us 15 points, got to give us like 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just finding the flow of like the rhythm of the offense. And that's where I put it back right now on Julius, because Julius is supposed to be that engine. You know, Tibbs keeps putting him as that engine. And if he's the engine that gets it all going and no one else can figure it out, you know, it's going to stall.
But this is why I had Burks in my closing lineup, because Burks has more wiggle to his game. He has more shot creation. He can get to the free throw line. He's a better shooter off the bounce. He was a better shooter last year off the bounce than he was catch and shoot. And so that's why I felt like, you know, he still had a good chance to close a lot of games for us. And he was Mr. Fourth Quarter for us tonight. So people say, CP, why'd you put him on the cover of tonight's show? Because like I told you people, if he wasn't in the game, we would have gotten smoked by 20 points, all right? So, yeah, he wasn't efficient. He was trying to do his best to keep us in this thing. Oh, and I know you saw the little up and under in the first quarter, Ash. I know you saw the little reverse.
That was crazy.
That is with the little English on it. Come on.
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, it's also concerning to me for a team that, I mean, these guys hang out with each other. You know, their significant others hang out with each other. I mean, this is not a team that once they get off the court, they just go their separate ways and they only see each other on game days. This is a team that for the most part is pretty close, but you would never know that by the way that they play on the court. They lack chemistry, which is very concerning for guys who, like I said, outside of the game, a lot of them are friends in real life. The chemistry is very inconsistent on this team, and it's concerning.
Yeah. It's concerning, but it's not really surprising for me. You know, that was one of my biggest question marks. It's a new team. It's a new team, and it's just not flowing right now. Not flowing. So salute to everybody in the chat once again. Let's shout out some people in the chat. I want to shout out Aquanaut7929 checking in from Chi-Town. Salute to Aquanaut. I saw somebody checking in from Australia. Amar Hosdick checking in from Australia. They're saying they're crying into a bowl of Fosters right now and hugging their kangaroo. All right, so shout out to them, dropping all the Australian cultural icons in one flow. Shout out to Mr. Whatever Man. Super Chatter said if we had Terrence Ross, he would look just like Evan in this crappy offense. Oscar De Leon sent a super chat. R.I.P. Young Dolph. Yeah, Young Dolph, man.
Rest in peace,
untimely
Dolph.
Demise down there in Memphis. Eddie Max says, do I think Burks should start? No, I don't. I don't think Burks should start, honestly. I think he's fine in that role. I just think he's fine in that role. I don't think you want to put him in the starting lineup, but you may want to look at, you know, making those adjustments a little bit sooner. Somebody else said this in the chat too, Ash. I like RJ running with this second unit a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want him out there running with Rose, with Obi in transition. That's RJ's biggest strength.
Yeah.
And give him some more playmaking capabilities. He's not getting enough chances to really make his mark in the starting lineup. I like him running out there with the second unit. I would consider maybe staggering him and Julius a little bit more. That's just my take.
Yeah, he's being what's the word that I'm looking for? He's definitely being prevent his growth is being prevented in the first unit. It doesn't look like it's really conducive for him and his development. It's something, him and Julius on the floor at the same time. It's been working less than it has been working in the past. It's just something is not clicking with the two of them.
Not clicking, man.
I talked about that last season.
season.
Sorry to cut you off. I talked about that point last season. That's why I was so excited about those 3 minutes we got with that quickly Mitch, RJ, that unit, because we saw that his rookie year. I don't know if y'all remember that rookie year. We were seeing RJ Barrett play a big chunk with that second unit, and those were some of the best minutes that we were getting from him in that season when he was starting to make that run before the season got cut short because of COVID. And then we saw a little bit of it last year, but not as much as the time before. And the main reason is just that you're seeing RJ Barrett be the main one with the ball, and that might be the move. Like that's not taken away from Kemba Walker or your boy Burks or D Rose. It's just RJ Barrett plays better when he's the one that is controlling and starting off the offense. And you see that Obi Toppin results in a good shot. You see that a lot of the time Mitchell Robinson plays a lot of his best ball when it's coming from something out of RJ Barrett. It's always going to be a pick and roll with RJ. He's always looking to drive to the cup, have people go toward him, and goes right to Mitchell Robinson. It just feels like him playing with that, he matches the energy of that second unit. And also I feel like that goes to what you were saying, Ashley, because yes, these guys are homies off the court the same way that that they're supposed to be playing together on the court. But RJ is really close to a lot of those guys in the second unit. He's really close to IQ. Yeah. He's really close with Obi. He's really close to you saw in all those media videos and all the joking videos. He's really close with all those guys. So the chemistry might be there, and we're missing that opportunity. So I completely agree with that point.
The word that I was looking for, and thank you, chat, is that it's stunting his growth. Yeah. It's stunting his development. Facts. That's the word I was looking for. And I feel like I agree. I think now is, there's no time like the present to start being experimental with these lineups. And I agree. I think, we see a different RJ Barrett in that second unit. I don't know if it's because a lot of them are around the same age and he has a closer relationship with them. Maybe it's just, I'm not really sure what it is, but that unit brings out the best in RJ, and the starting unit just is not doing that right now. And that's not to say that RJ needs to be pulled as a starter, right. But I definitely think he needs more time with that second unit. Right. We just get a better play from him when he's with them, at least at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And to add on to that, it's what we were talking about last show, right? Where I said Tibbs should be making these quick lineup changes. I remember when Mike Woodson took over for D'Antoni, and Landry Fields would get the nominal start for 5 minutes, and then you wouldn't see him for the rest of the game. Tibbs has got to do something along those lines with some of the stars, where it's 5 minutes and you bring in the second unit to play with RJ. Just make those changes. If you're not going to change the starters, which I highly doubt Tibbs is going to do, then you got to make quicker rotations to keep this team in games. So whether that's, taking out Fournier, bringing in quickly, or bringing in Burks, taking out Kemba, putting in D Rose a lot faster. That's something that this team that's something that Tibbs has to do to help keep this team in games, because you just see the energy that you guys have been talking about. So
let me get to. I heard Julito's on the line. Let me get to Julito. Hold on, Edgar. Which numbers is Julito here? So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on Free Squad. Knicks post game live presented by Manscaped. Fellas, go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping on all Manscaped products. I'm just looking for Julito here, Edgar. I don't see it. Oh, I got him here. All right, so we're gonna go to Julito first, and then Maddie25 on the Discord. You're on deck, so get ready. Julito first. Julito, what's going on?
Yo, CP, what's good, my guy?
What's good, my dude?
I wasn't gonna call in, but I'm feeling the way tonight.
Let's go.
Ash, what up? CK, what up? Alex, you know you my fam. I was calm at first. I was turned up, and then Edgar, he has a very soft voice. He tried to bring me down. He almost brought me back to reality, but I'm still up. First off, in the words of Kelly from The Office, Julius Randle, how dare you? How dare 3 for 10 from the three? Who do you think you are, bro? You are
two
not
free throw
Steph
attempts,
Curry.
bro.
You are not Klay Thompson. He shot one shot inside the paint. One shot.
Shot that got to be better.
Are you serious? I said it on Twitter. I'm going to repeat it here. Julius he must got Tibbs nudes, because how do you play
Oh my God.
third quarter after you hit brick for brick the entire third quarter? Listen, okay, it's not, I get it. He's our leader, all-star last year, I get it. But after you have a third quarter like that, you do not deserve to get back in the game between his body language, right? When you're the leader of the team, energy is contagious. I'm watching him at the end of the bench. It's giving me Elfrid Payton vibes. It's giving me It's giving me jealousy vibes. Obi Toppin is out there having a blast. Julius Randle's on the end of the bench sulking. I'm not having that this year, Julius. Not with this team, okay? I'm sorry. I'm lit, and I just feel like those games, these losses at home to the Magic, you got Cole Anthony saying "bing bong" at the end of the game to our cameras.
I didn't hear that.
He stared at our camera and said "bing bong." I swear, I feel like this "bing bong" is the curse of Banyani.
Yeah.
Who created the "bing bong"?
It was the
worst
idea, bro. You notice he didn't hear that from me, bro. I never adopted it. I was never
real
a fan
talk.
of
Yeah,
it.
we gotta shoot the fade with Sidewalk.
I was never a fan
Please.
of the Big Bang thing. I felt like we was gonna be down bad from it after every loss, and I just felt like we wasn't a good enough team to start rocking with that. I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan.
It was a meme that went too far.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just feel like Julius Randle I know he can play better than this, but right now, that energy, I said it, I believe the last time I called, I said when Julius Randle was playing upbeat, and listen, he's human. I'm not expecting him to always be jovial, right? It happens. But the way that energy today, to shoot 10 3-pointers, who are you? You are not that guy. Okay, I'm going to just say this real quick because I know you got other callers.
Yeah.
Kimba, you gave us a few good offensive games lately. I'm going to chill on you. But listen, Fournier, I know you listening. I know you watch, Fournier. You got 2 more games like this, and I'm on your head top, okay? 2 more games that look like this, and I'm on your head top. I'm out of here.
Julito,
real talk though.
laying down the law.
I honestly regret that one tweet that I put out that said "bing bong" because
you was all over it. You was loving it when it first came out.
I did. I put out a tweet. When we won, I put "bing bong." But I'm telling you right now, if I see that little Spider-Man toddler in the street, I'm flaming him. Because
Spider-Man
it's smoke. I don't know what kind of black voodoo, black magic was on "bing bong." But how do we rid ourselves of the situation? I really want to fight Spider-Man or whatever that kid is.
Then they started playing it on. Then when MSG jacked it, I was like, oh man, it's all over. It's all over.
It's in there now.
Now they playing it on a PA announce system. I said, oh, it's finished.
They had it tonight. It was gross.
It's road,
every game.
It's roadkill, man. It's roadkill, man. It's over
after the 3.
It's over. But good times either way. All right, shout out to let's go to K Maddie 25 on the Discord. K Maddie 25, go ahead and unmute your mic. K Maddie, you're up next. Oh, K Maddie left. Hang on. Let's try that. Try that again. K Maddie, you're on the Discord. K Maddie going once. K Maddie going once. All right, hang tight. Let me restart the Discord.
You guys want to shout out some people in the meantime?
Yeah, go ahead, Ash. Go ahead and shout out some people.
I want to shout out all the OG OB supporters because we tried to tell people after they wanted to sell him and trade him rather for a chopped cheese and a quart of water, but we hear OB is a OB Avengers. Shout out to all the OB Avengers. Second year growth from OB. I am so proud. Shout out to my guy, Joe Got Game on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow him. He's watching from the crib on the big screen. So shout out to him, one of my day ones from the old hood. Shout out to Angel in the chat. Shout out to all the people new in the chat and hashtag OB Avengers if you are a day one OB supporter like your girl.
Yeah, man. CK, who you want to shout out in the chat, bro?
I'm gonna shout out Mr. Tomato Man himself, Jay from Florida, because look, man, nights like tonight made me get a little closer to you, my guy. Nights like tonight made me come a little closer to how you feeling sometimes. I ain't gonna go all the way out the window, but shout out to Andrew H. I'm looking at some of these news. We had a lot of news coming in earlier on. I tried to save a few of them. Shout out to the mods, the mods out here holding it down amidst all of the nonsense and the negativity. The mods out here holding it down, keeping this chat cordial. So we appreciate you guys for that. But yeah, shout out to everybody. And man, CP's Manscaped Razor out here.
Yeah,
preaching
shout out
is my
CP's
favorite thing.
Manscaped Razor, man.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Talk about walking the company line, CK. You know what I'm saying? We got our own account for the Lawnmower 4.0 in stores now, fellas. Manscaped.com, promo code KFTV, 20% on plus free shipping. All right, I think we got K Matty on the Discord. K Matty, what's going on? Just turn your volume down, bro. Turn your volume on your TV down. All right, K Matty, going once. I can hear him. I can hear him, but
here's TV.
Yeah, hang tight. For some reason, my Oh, I get it. I got it now. All right, K Matty, you up next. K Matty, what's going on?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, fella. What's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Before I say something, thank you for supporting the Knicks throughout my life, man. I've been watching your show since we drafted Obi Toppin, man. You guys been a big inspiration.
Thank you,
as
bro.
a Knicks fan. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And no problem. And credit to CK2K because he was the one that made me to KnicksFanTV because the first video I watched him it was trading Randall for Westbrook. Yeah. So shout out to CK2K. Right. Keep it up. Ashley, shout out to you, girl. You're the queen of the Knicks. Keep it going.
Man, simping.
Alex,
he's simping too. All right, come on.
Hey,
go.
I'm speaking facts.
Hey, this is your first time, man. Go ahead, get it in.
All right, and Alex, my boy, I'm liking that hat. Wherever you get that hat, I like that hat, man. Can you tell me where you got the hat, bro?
Offline. They didn't pay for a sponsorship, man. Go ahead with your takes.
Okay. You're right. Yeah. Anyway, it's King Matthews, by the way, but
what's good?
Anyway,
bro? Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to get to y'all. I was gonna try to call in the pages, but I didn't have enough time.
Okay.
I was gonna call today with the win, but we lost. But
yeah.
Let me get to this real stuff.
All right, waiting on
So
it.
yeah, tonight, not gonna lie, I'm really mad. I'm mad, man. I can't, bro. I'm mad. Anyway, all I could say is I would blame. The person I would blame is a little bit of Julius and a little bit of Tibbs. Cause let me start with Julius. Cause not gonna lie, man. 10 3-pointers, my dude. You're not Steph Curry, bro. Relax. I need you to attack that rim, bro. I need you to attack that rim. Be a bully. Like Alex said, you had the matchup, but you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got to say. Tips. I didn't like you when you subbed out Obi, bro. It ain't cool, bro. So that's all I got to say, bro. It's my first time, but
appreciate it, man.
Sorry, I'm just kind of nervous.
No, don't be nervous, man. Definitely appreciate the call, bro. Don't be nervous, man. Don't be nervous when you call us, man. We just talking Knicks, man. There's a bunch of civilians talking Knicks, sir. No need to be nervous. Ooh, but I think Ash might get nervous because we got King Deej, aka King Curve,
10 out of 10
on on the switchboard. You like that segue, right, CK? That
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
I like that.
King Deej, what's going on?
What's up, man? Salute everything, man. Yo, before I get to my points, shout out to the big three. CP, I hate you that you put me on after him, man. Dang, bro. I thought we was cool. I've been here for a little bit.
Hey, man, this is equal opportunity, man. King Matthews, he's a big supporter of the show. Everybody gets their takes here, man. It's the first time calling.
No doubt. It's all jokes. It's all jokes and love. But I had to throw him some tomatoes, man. I throw that Jay from Florida. I got to throw him some of that. We could just talk next. Ashley, what up? I'm not going to ignore you, Ash, but I'm in a bad mood. So I just want to say hi and goodbye, all right? That's what we gonna do.
What's up?
Quick.
Hi and goodbye.
All right, hi and goodbye, CK. Hi and goodbye. All right, yo, we in trouble. I'm Mr. Positive. Last year, I was in here while everybody was deflecting. I never really jump off the bandwagon, jump off the cliff, but we in trouble. And I got some numbers to back that up. Like, It's not just with Randall. It's with that starting five collectively. Like that collectively, that starting five has 3 of the worst plus minuses in the NBA. And I keep telling y'all, I called in on Monday and I said the East is better. Even though Orlando's a joke, they are better. And I mean, I'm not trying to say that. That gives no excuse for what happened. But we are in trouble because collectively we don't have the defense. We don't got the wing players to deal with long, lengthy players. And this is where Jay from Florida, you win, bro. You win. I got nothing for it, bro. We got no wing players, bro. You're right. Jalen Johnson will look awfully better at the wing right now, all right?
Yeah.
But we in trouble collectively. Randall's minus 67, Kemba's minus 107. I want to shout out my boy, my pick, because obviously my pick to this day is still Obi, RJ, and my boy McBride. My boy McBride went to the G League today and set the tone.
Miles McBride did go to the G League, dropped 25 points for Miles McBride, bro.
Yeah, man, and listen, I'm saying we're in trouble because I'm gonna make this fast. I know you got calls.
Yeah. I gotta get to my guy Muhammad from Australia, man. He's calling long distance, bro. Come on.
No doubt. I'll get to it right now. 2 seconds. But the reason why we're in trouble is not because we don't have the kids. The kids is on the roster. The kids, it's not. But we got the coach that don't play the kids. It's just it's a thing. It's a thing. So that's starting five. We gotta fix that. It's gotta change. Something's gotta happen, man.
Yeah.
But I'm just letting you know we in trouble.
Yeah.
What happened, CP? What you about to say?
Well, I mean, it's a fair point on the kids, but just know that we're in a different situation than the Magic right now. The Magic are in a situation where, as they said on the telecast, these kids are allowed to play through their mistakes. Look at all the kids they're playing. They're playing Cole Anthony. They're playing Franz Wagner. They're playing Suggs. The other kid that was out there raining threes on us, I never even heard of him until tonight. His name was what was this kid's name? Okiki.
Oh yeah.
Okiki was dropping bombs on us tonight. He was splashing. R.J. Hampton is getting a shot. So that's a young team. They only got 4 wins on the year. 2 of it comes against us, a team that has playoff aspirations. So it's a little bit different. Tibbs is in a tricky situation in terms of who can playing these young kids because he wants to win. And that's the trade-off. So they sent McBride down to the G League, which I think was the right move, and he dropped 25 points. Get him some run, and I thought that was a good thing. So we'll see how that goes. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Now, the Knicks did come out losers, but CP came out a winner tonight, folks. And yes, that is with Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Fellas, Prize Picks has the best NBA daily fantasy props on the market. They offer more NBA props than any other daily fantasy group operator. You can pick from superstar players to even the bench players who only get a handful of minutes. And the best thing about Prize Picks is it's all about the over-unders, right? You're going to predict over-unders for certain players across certain categories of stats. You pick between 2 and 5 players. It's that easy. And you can go across sports. So you can pick basketball, football, soccer when it's in season, baseball, so on, hockey, so on. So you can mix and match, and it's real fun, real easy to play. Now, I've been on a bit of a losing streak lately, people on my panel. But I came back in a major, major way tonight. So here's what I did. Here was my strategy tonight. I went with, with the Nets. With Boston and the Hawks. It was questionable whether or not Herter and Bogdanovich was going to play. Celtics playing without Jaylen Brown. So I went with Jason Tatum over 24.5 points. He had over 30 points. Let's go. Win for CP. So that was my first one right there, CK. The next one I went with tonight. I went with, what was the next one I went with? Let me go to it right now. Now, with the Nets coming on the second night of a back-to-back, KD nursing a bum shoulder, his points was at 26.5. I took the under because I just felt like either he wasn't going to have a great night or the Nets were going to, find some resiliency, blow the Cavs out, and it was going to be an early one. He finished with 23 points. So I went with the under on 26.5 points, and I hit on that. Next one I went with, I'll tell you right now. Now, this one was close. I went with Valanciunas against the Miami Heat. Valanciunas, 16.5 points. I went with the under. Miami Heat defense, one of the tops in the league, and especially against opposing centers at home. Valanciunas finished with 13 points, so I hit on that one. All right? I told you I was coming back with a frenzy on prize picks tonight. Now, I went with Tyler Hero in the starting lineup, starting point guard, over 22.5 points. He started the game off slow against the Pelicans, but picked it up. I just missed this one by 4 points. He finished with 19 points. I needed 23 points to hit, and that would have won me $150 on the night. But I still came out a winner because the next thing I did was I put my money on Julius. Yeah, I did. Over 1.5 3-pointers made, and he hit that in the first half. So I did come away with some cake tonight. $30. Could have had 150 if Hero made 2 more buckets. And that's Prize Picks, man. Go to prizepicks.com or download the Prize Picks app. Enter promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit, 100% match of up to $100. Let's say you want to put in a little bit. You want to play with $20, they'll match you $20. You want to play with $50, they'll match you $50. You want to play with 100, they'll match you 100, and you guys can jump in and win, man. PrizePicks.com, promo code KFTV. All right, let's get back to the phones. Take a couple more phones before we wrap. I see Angel on here, so Angel will close with you. Let's go to Muhammad from Australia. Muhammad, what's going on?
Hey guys, great show. Look, there's about 1,300, I think, people, or 1,200 people, so we should get 1,200 thumbs up.
Yeah,
great
let's get those likes
all
up.
the time, guys.
Yep.
Shout out to the entire panel. Look, I want to start off with something positive. 82-game season. Yep, we're about 20 games plus, whatever it is. I think 16, 17 games or whatever it is. We still have mileage left. We can see when we can win. There's some great talent on the team. I don't think it's a talent issue. I don't think it's a kids issue. It's definitely a chemistry problem. I don't put it all on Tibbs, with all due respect to the panelists. I don't put it all on the players. You win as a team, you lose as a team. Now, what I do see, top 3 things to consider, and I'm just saying considering, I might get some tomatoes for this, is one, do you bring Kemba off the bench, not because he's a bad player, but because what we need that table setting. If you look at Rose as a high school player, he used to be more of a table setter than a scorer, and he can run with RJ. Now, this leads to the second point. If I was 6'9" and I was the size of Randall, I don't know why I'm not hitting that rim, like attacking that rim. Well, RJ and Randall need to attack that rim like they mean it. And that will open up the shooting opportunities for someone like Fournier. Fournier is not going to be a hustle player. Like, he's not going to get banged up down low. He needs that silky, curling shot to the 3. So that's number 2. And number 3 is, look, the starting plus minus is terrible. So with respect to that, I do think we need to tweak that starting 5. It's not currently working, and it's not anyone's particular fault. I think it's a chemistry factor there. And look, you saw IQ and Burke. They work in the backcourt leading the second unit. IQ's growing. You got to give him that opportunity. It doesn't mean Kemba doesn't get minutes. I'm just saying that third quarter, I was like praying to God, what's going to happen in that third quarter? You see it. You get punched in the face every third quarter. So does that mean that we kick off the third quarter with IQ and Burks and roll that out to get that scoring punch? So that's it, brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Mo. Appreciate it. I mean, I don't think he goes. I don't think he just tweaks the lineup just to start the third quarter. If you're gonna tweak the lineup, you got to go for it. First quarter. Now, he did say today, I believe, that he wasn't leaning towards that, but I think all options are on the table at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, if this up and down play is going to continue, I mean, we can't forever say, oh, it's early in the season, because eventually it's not going to be early in the season. And these next 4 weeks for the Knicks are against really good teams that are probably going to be in the playoffs. So you can't keep using the excuse, it's early, it's November, oh, it's December, oh, it's January. It's not going to work. We talk about this all the time. I talk about this all the time. the habits that are going to make or break you as the season progresses. And if you get into the playoffs, what's ultimately going to make or break you are the habits that are formulated during the early months of the season and that you continue to work on throughout the season. Right now, the Knicks have very bad habits, and you can see that because their wins and losses are very up and down. You win a game, you lose a game, you win 2 games, you lose 3 games. That's a very up and down style of play. And yes, you're not going to win every single game, but you do want to see some sort of level of consistency before there's a drop and then a rise again. And the Knicks are just a very up and down, inconsistent team. And like we spoke to, the things we alluded to earlier in the show, it's because there are a lot of bad habits. There's a lot of confusion. There's, a lot of lack of this and lack of that from this person, Tibbs, that person. They got to figure it out because the season's going to continue with or without them, and they don't want to get left behind and be in a hole that they can't get themselves out of.
Yeah, well said. Melvin from the BX. Melvin, what's going on?
Yo, CP, what's good, man?
Yeah, what's good?
How's everyone tonight?
Yeah, lousy, man. What's going on?
Well, first, let me say, Melvin, so I'm from the Bronx, so, coming from Mount Haven, I've been a big fan of your channel since, this year. Now, obviously, me, I'm Dominican, coming, from, being a Yankee fan my whole life and being a hardcore baseball fan, so you know how us Dominicans are like that with baseball. But since following, going back to, basketball this season, seeing how great the Knicks has been playing since last year, I just wanted to say kind of how, especially how tonight's game was. I felt like the Knicks, the past couple of games, they've been playing pretty good as of late. I know we had, some pretty bad losses, but I feel like, the way how this team's been going, has been moving forward since last year, it's been a step in the right direction. But I feel like, someone such as myself, seeing how, the whole rebuild process has been and seeing how, Scott Perry and, the way how he turned this whole team around. Are you there?
Yeah. We're waiting on you, bro.
Yeah. So I'm kind of seeing how, it's been a long road, how this team got to where we are now, especially getting Scott Perry and turning, getting all the players that, that we needed through the draft, getting the right GM with him, and then replacing Mills and Phil. The whole front office was just a mess over the years, and how we've been through this whole rebuild. I feel like, with the roster that we have now and the cap space and everything that we're doing, we're doing what we got to do. I feel like from tonight's game, I feel like the second unit has been great. The rotation is really the key, and I feel like the acquisitions of Kemba and Evan, they're great players, but I feel like if this is the kind of free agency move that the Knicks could have done 10 years ago, because Kemba and Evan, they're past their prime.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we had prime Kemba and prime Evan, with this current team, this team would have been a beast.
Sure. And appreciate the call, man. But I think his overall sentiments is basically saying that, he's looking at it from the macro perspective, and that things are headed in the right direction. And yeah, I could agree with that. Obviously fans want to see, linear progression and instant success. It's going to take a little bit, chemistry needs to come into play with this team. But I think overall, when you look at it bigger picture, I think this team is in the right direction. Is what it all boils down to, man.
I also think he was being a little nice to the Knicks. I don't think they need us being nice to them right now, saying that they were playing well the last few games. I don't know if I can co-sign that.
Yeah.
Even in that win on Monday, I don't know if I could still co-sign that. But
yeah, what are we 8-7?
Yes.
8 and 7. So
3-5 at home.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
All right. Let's take a couple more and then we'll wrap. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. I'm going to go to Michael. I see you on the Discord. I'm coming to you in a little bit, so hang tight. I want to go to, what is it? Is this Muddy? Muddy, what's going on? Michael, you're on deck. Muddy, what's going on? Hello? All right. I don't know what's going on with that one. Let's go to AZ from Jersey. AZ, what's going on?
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man. It's first time on the show. Appreciate you guys having me on.
No doubt.
A big fan. So I guess I'm not really going to – I guess I can't say too much more than what everyone else said before. But, patience is a big part of it all. I think that the Knicks will figure it out. It is definitely a chemistry issue. I think Kemba needs to become more of a facilitator, help Randall find his shots, help the other guys get into that groove. And I think it's going to happen. I do think it's going to happen. If you look at last season, it took some time for them to get there. We had We had a 5-game, 6-game losing streak, and everyone was, already throwing the tomatoes at the Knicks, and then they went on a 9-game winning streak. So it's not only a game of runs, but it's a season of runs as well. And I think they'll be okay. They definitely need to figure out the chemistry thing. Like you said, the bench, they all played with each other last year. So that's why that chemistry is there.
Yeah,
and you can see
chemistry's
that.
there.
The starting 5, they got 2 new additions, and they're all coming from teams where they were the man, or at some point in their life or their career, they were the man. And so they just all got to figure it out. I think Tibbs is going to make sure they figure it out. And I think that he leaves, a lot of people say, well, why does he pull out hot players and put in cold players? And I think that he's willing to gamble a few losses to see if those guys can figure it out. Because postseason time, it's not going to just be, we got to leave Toppin in. You're going to need it from everyone. And I think that he does leave Randall in there a little bit longer than he should, because he wants him to work through it. And it's best that he figures it out now than in the playoffs when it's too late. So I think that he's looking at the end game, I hope anyways, and hopefully we figure it out.
All right. Appreciate the call, man.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this quickly. Okay. We gotta stop, for the love of God, bringing up last season. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter how long it took us to click. It doesn't matter how good our defense was. It doesn't matter Julius Randle won MIP. It doesn't matter that Tibbs won Coach of the Year. None of that matters. It's irrelevant at this point. We are in a new season. It's 2021. And in 2021, the Knicks do not look like anything they looked like last season. This is a different team. This is a different offense. This is a different defense. None of it matters. I don't care that we even made the playoffs last season. I don't care about any of that, because at the end of the day, none of that matters. That was a pandemic season. You didn't even have fans in the stands for half the season. And when they did come back, it was in small percentages. This is a different season, different rules, different stipulations, different criteria. All of it is different. So last season, the season before, none of it matters. We got to stop bringing that up, because all we're doing is living in the past and giving ourselves justification as to why it's taking so long for us to get a certain way and look a certain way. No, this is a brand new season. We're not doing that anymore. We've got to stop bringing it up. That's all I'm going to say. And the East also is drastically better than it was last season. The fact that we were fourth seed in a pandemic-ridden season where a lot of guys were injured, a lot of guys missed substantial amount of time because of COVID protocol, whether they caught COVID, whether it was COVID tracing because someone on the team caught COVID. There was a lot of things that allowed all the stars to align for the Knicks. That's not a knock on the type of basketball that they played, but we got to start recognizing what that season actually was.
Ash chucking tomatoes right now. Going in.
Sorry. I'm just saying.
Ash going in. Fives going on across in the chat. Ash coming with that flamethrower. I hear you.
I like to live in the present. Sorry.
I hear you. Shout out my guy Cello in the chat. My guy Cello says, what's the prize picks code? KFTV, sir. Prize picks KFTV for 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. For some reason, you can't play in Jersey, though. Julito was trying to play over there in Jersey.
That's weird.
It's not available in Jersey. A couple other states. I'll get you guys the states in a little bit. I want to hear from my guy Michael on the Discord. Michael, what's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man, what's good, bro?
What's good,
I was
bro?
looking forward to my birthday, Magic, easy win, no.
Oh, it's your birthday today, fam?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Magic.
Happy birthday.
Oh, Anthony's 23 for 9, but no.
Yeah,
No.
man.
I mean, I think what people are not talking about is with the chemistry, with the starting lineup, with everything. I think it's Theo. we were missing Theo, bro. I think he's the glue guy of why we did so good last season.
Oh man.
But I think Theo was like a second coach and a hype man, and I think he'll make the starters probably snap out of what they're doing. And he's a free agent right now. I think we should pick him up. We put 2 people to the G League. We have a roster spot. I don't know. I think if we pick him up, I don't know what's gonna happen, but maybe Randall will do something good again. And it was just like, I mean, when I saw Randall come into the game at center, I was like, where's Taj? I mean, Tibbs loves Taj. He didn't put him in. Taj would have definitely helped instead of Randall.
All right, coming back.
I mean, Burks was gassed the whole entire game.
Yeah.
Randall had to run with the bench until Randall came in. When Randall came in, I already knew from the first defensive possession and offensive possession it was over.
Go in, Michael. How old did you turn today, bro?
14, bro.
14. Let's go. It's 10 minutes of midnight. It's 10 minutes of midnight. Don't you got school tomorrow, bro?
I mean, yeah, but I go to school later. Like, I go to school 9:30, but I leave late, like a little bit later than usual.
Well, we talking Knicks, man. It's your birthday, man. So, yeah, turn up. Yeah. Turn up. Happy birthday again, man.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, have an apple juice for me, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael on the Discord.
Everybody wish Michael a happy birthday.
Yeah, word. Wish Michael a happy birthday. Throw some 5s in the chat. Michael coming with some fire, man. Some of you callers should be ashamed of yourselves, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Knicks fan in the building. You love to see it.
That's how you rapid fire, people. He came with his 3 takes. He said salute to Theo. He said Randall didn't have it, and where was Taj? Right? And it was his birthday. In and out. Boom. Zip, zap, zoom, as we say. Shout out my guys at Manscaped. Manscaped.com, promo
Michael
code
said,
KFTV.
I do remote classes, CP. Thank you very much.
He did. Right.
That's a fact, man.
That is
yeah,
fun,
man. All right. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Did I see Jay from Florida in the chat? I saw Jay from Florida's in the chat. I don't know if he called in.
I heard he was on hold. That's what the chat said. I guess he was saying he was on hold. I don't know. That's what the chat was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let me go to my guy Lance from Baltimore, then we'll close with Angel. Lance, what's going on?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. Look, I'm a first time. Look, I just started coaching 8-10 basketball, right? So, and I'm looking at the Knicks. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is like, who's the first person the Knicks bringing off the bench? Taj Gibson. It's
tonight was Rose and Taj. Rose and Taj got in at the same time.
Right. So to me, everything is robotic with the Knicks. It's like, for me watching them from year after year after year after year, it's like robotic. Everything is robotic with them. So after that come in, it's like, who else is coming in? So it's like, I just can't figure out like the rotation. The rotation kills me. And it just bothers me sometimes that nobody knows what platform that they coming in, and it just disturbs me, man. Yeah. Like, it just disturbs me sometimes, man. Like, I just can't figure out the rotation. The rotation just seems so robotic, and then once somebody come in, they throw the zone out there, and then when the zone come out there, it's like we don't know what to do.
That's another thing, man.
You know, it just
we get shook up on the zone. We get shook on the zone, man.
Yeah, we get so shook up on the zone, man. It's like, I know Taj is coming in first. Taj always comes in first.
Yeah.
To me, Taj always comes in first, and then Rose, and then like once they do that, it's like when you got other coaches out here this is my first year coaching. It's like when I see that, okay, let me throw the zone out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so robotic. It's just so robotic with their rotation. We don't bring in. We don't take Randall out early. We don't take this person out early. It's like everything is robotic with the Knicks. It's like the Giants. It's just like the Giants. It's like everything is just robotic.
Yeah.
I hate the robotic system that the New York system runs. It just bothers me, man.
It's just robotic. It's just robotic. We got you, fam. Appreciate the call, man. It's just robotic, man. Hang in there, bro.
Well put.
You didn't have to bring my Giants in, and that's a sore subject. I can't take too many L's tonight, but I did win on Prize Picks.
There you go.
But I can't take too much losing with the sports, man. They say Jay. I don't know if Edgar got your name in here right, man. I'm seeing a Lance from Florida. Jay, give me the first 3 digits of your phone number here. I forgot your number, Jay. What's the first 3 digits of the number? I don't know if this is you here. So let's go to Angel first, and then if it is Jay, we'll wrap with Jay. 'Cause it's getting late. So let's wrap. Angel, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, CP? Can y'all guys hear me?
Yo, what's good, bro? What's good?
What's up, y'all? First thing first, man, hit that thumbs up for y'all boys. My guy Alex, CK2K, I know y'all down right now. The Queen, you know I ain't never gonna dish you. You know I'm gonna show you love, baby. You know what I'm saying? So at least I got to look at you on the screen because I had a rough day, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's just I can't understand. I'm sitting here in the parking lot right now, wondering like how in the hell we can't beat the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no sense, bro. So I'm gonna start with Julius Randle, bro. You make $275,000 per game, bro, and you playing 31 minutes, and Obi's playing half your time and has more points. I mean, give me a break, bro. How you shoot 10 threes and don't go to the basket? I don't understand how we're playing against kids and we're shooting jump shots like we're Golden State. We're not Golden State. Why don't we go to the basket, get these dudes in foul trouble, and then, take our chances hitting some free throws? And another thing, for God's sakes, we're 25th in free throw percentage and 23rd in free throw mix. We got to make our free throws. I mean, you got to be kidding me, bro. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm getting ready to go off right now. So Kemba and Fournier, I mean, can you give me more than 10 points a game combined? I mean, come on, give me a break, bro. If you're going to play like that, start the kids. I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? So, why can't we free Obi? A lot of y'all laughed at me when I said Obi should either be starting or he should be on the floor closing games. Now, it's too late to start him right now because I would have tried that last year. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it just seems like they're trying to force it because Obi's just playing really well and then to play him with Randle. But I feel like they should have tried that way more last year, so therefore this year it would be more comfortable. Right now it's just not the right time. But Obi, let me tell you something, man. Like, the way that he's playing now, you can't just keep this dude off the floor when he's hot, man. You got to put him in the game. Like, I don't understand. How many games do we got to see for Obi to get some time? Like, I don't understand it, and I get it. You want to have faith in your starters. I totally understand it. But at some point, you got to play him, man. Like, why do we draft him 8 overall, and we're not going to play him? And we can't give the excuse, he don't play defense. He don't give effort. He don't hustle. He don't pass the ball. He's doing everything out there. I mean, he had more points than Julius Randle, and he didn't even play half the time that he did. It doesn't make any sense. So then, and then the one thing I really can see is whoever we're playing against, they're just too comfortable offensively and defensively as well. We got to change that. Yeah. Like, it doesn't make any sense how we're making all these runs and then teams are just able to do whatever they want. And when it comes to the center position, Mitch is playing well. I'm not denying that Mitch ain't playing well. But, I mean, it's 4 games in a row that he's got hurt. At some point, we got to let this dude rest, heal up, and then we start him back and bring him back slowly. It's clear right now that our center positions, it's too many injuries, bro.
Yeah.
And he's playing well. I'm not denying that. But at some point, I mean, if you're going to get hurt every game, how are you going to last in the playoffs? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, and appreciate the call, like, you're not going to know. I mean, here it is. He went through all 4 quarters, had the best game of his season, and he just, listen, it was one slight move. He fell down and hit his hip, and I think he already had a sore hip. I don't know if it was the same side. You're just not going to know. But, to say not to play him because he might get hurt, I don't think you could go in there thinking that either. But, I mean, good points on the Obi thing. Definitely want to see him playing. All right, before I close with Jay from Florida, let me hear from my guy, Griselda Records fan page. Shout out to all the Griselda fans out there. Big fan page on Instagram. Shout out Benny and Conway and them. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
How you feeling?
Not bad, not bad. Thanks for taking the call. I just came from the game.
Yeah.
Everything was, everybody said everything, so I don't want to say the same thing. I will say this. We need Nerlens Noel. People don't give him enough credit. He might have stone hands, but let me tell you something. When it comes down to defense, him not being there in the playoffs last year, I know we don't want to talk about last year. I'm sorry, Ash. But him not being there in the playoffs, people didn't even bring that up. That's why we got waxed. I love Taj Gibson. I love his effort. But listen, he wasn't getting it done 10 years ago. He ain't gonna be the starting center of your NBA team, and you're gonna win 50 games. You know, when can the Knicks get somebody who's gonna average 10 assists a game or 10 rebounds a game? I've never seen that in my life, I don't think. And I really think that I wish we targeted Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan, because I think if we did, I think we'd be favored to go to the finals. I really do.
That was CK's
I
guy,
really do. I think that we targeted the wrong people. I mean, Kemba and Fournier are cool. After the first game, I was, going crazy about them, but I don't want to, it's too early to go crazy right now, but it's not too early. It's like, this is ugly. These games are ugly right here.
Yeah.
You should have seen, like, the way the fans were walking out of the stadium tonight. This was like, I give Fournier another game or two before the fans start giving him the Dennis Smith Jr. treatment, booing him.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, the way DeRozan playing
without
right now,
that
you might be right, man. Lonzo playing well too. Had a nice game against the Lakers. What, he dropped like 27 against the Lakers?
Just imagine we had them, two defensive-minded players who could score. Like, if we had them right now, I swear, I feel like we'd be able to give Brooklyn a run. But I don't want to, hey, listen, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah,
but
that's a fact.
Hey, at the end of the day, we got the team we got. There, it seems like we're heading in the right direction. But Julius, his body language, you could see it from the nosebleeds. You could see it from the nosebleeds. He's first year Nick Julius. He ain't last year Nick Julius. He's that first year's. That's what we're seeing right now. But I just wish Noel would get back, because he's like a real defensive genius out there to me. And like when I watch him, he had more highlight blocks last year than anyone. I never saw a defense like that from the 5 position than since Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
And I really hope he gets back. But listen, I won't hold you guys. Thanks for taking the call late. I appreciate you. And God bless, man. Keep doing good work on the page.
Bro. Thanks a lot, man. My guy Griselda Records fan page. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram, man. It's a good page on the gram. Oh, before I get to my guy, Jay, let me get my guy Ron from Baltimore here real quick. Ron, be real quick, because I already know what he's about to say, man. Let's go, Ron. Let's go.
Alec Burks is the Michael Jordan of this team.
Let's go. Let's go.
He got. You can't ask Alec Burks to save you, and he was dying out there.
Yeah.
He is the Michael Jordan of this team.
Are you not entertained? That's what he was saying. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I mean, like, when he pulls, and I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan for 48 minutes. I'm just saying he has these 2 to 3 little minute stretches where he is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He just got tired, man.
Yeah.
He just got tired, Kinky. And you know it. You've seen the light.
Yeah.
You've seen the light. You've always been my guy, because you've always supported me when people have thought I was crazy.
Yeah, they don't get it, man. They don't get it, bro. And I appreciate the
He
call,
literally...
man. Hey, what more do you want the guy to do? I appreciate the call. No, he's not. We know he's not Michael Jordan. He's being facetious. But he's a bucket getter. That's the point. All right, Jay, go ahead, man. Close us out, man. It's been a long night. We tired. Let's go. Jay from Florida. I'm closing with the Debbie Downer tonight. Let's go.
I'm gonna be quick, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you look at Tibbs, man, let's look at Thomas Thibodeau. Old man
Thomas Thibodeau.
The last job Thomas Thibodeau had, his win percentage was trash the first year, went up the second year when he got Jimmy Butler, and it went down again the third year. Tibbs has a tendency of losing his team year over year. It's not consistent. He can't keep those guys' attention year over year. He's not an innovator. He's just not an innovator. I just do not see it with Tibbs. If you look at this team, man, like I said, Fournier is getting paid a lot of money to play 20 minutes a game. D. Rose and Alec Burks are our 2 best players right now. That is bad. You can't tell me nothing about a Knicks future when D. Rose, Alec Burks, and Taj Gibson is leading the way. These are all over-the-hill players. We don't have any future. The Magic washed us again without Isaac, without Fultz. Half their young players wasn't even playing. They still destroyed us. So I just don't see it. I can't see it, man. RJ's regressing. Mitch is regressing. Julius Randle looks like he got paid. I said it the first night. I said his body language was nasty. He looks comfortable. He looks like he got paid. He looks like he can care less. You know what I'm saying? We are down bad, man. This team is down bad. The mighty 4th seed is going to come back to haunt us every time in a draft that was loaded. If you watch Suggs tonight, Suggs does not pick up his dribble at all. He dribbles underneath the hoop. He dribbles all around the basketball court. He always picks up his dribbles. He's a nasty guard. He hasn't even come close to figuring out what he can do in the league yet. We don't have these blue chip prospects to really win long term in the NBA. This is what it takes. In the NBA, you need talent. They got tape on Tibbs and Randall. They got tape on RJ. They got tape on everybody. NBA coaches will adjust every time. This next stretch coming up, like I said, 7/21 to 7, I think to 12/7 to December.
It's gonna get ugly.
We got
man.
the Lakers coming in. We got the Suns. We got the Hawks. We got Durant. Durant probably mad as hell that nobody's talking about the Nets. He gonna try to prove a point against the Knicks in that game.
Yeah.
Brian ain't been playing for the last 2 weeks. He's gonna play in Boston. He gonna try to prove a point, man. It's not gonna get any easier. We might have a lot of L's coming up, man. We gotta really, really, really think about this build, man. This build is going backwards. How are we gonna do it? We capped out with Fournier. That money's getting harder and harder to move every day. Nobody's paying for Evan Fournier for what? $20 million to sit on the bench, not playing any defense. Cole Anthony blew right by him and missed the layup. Every time you look at Fournier, he's not playing any defense. Kemba could barely get off the bench. Like, come on, man. We stuck. We are stuck. This is what happens when the expectations get so high that we can't organically build a team anymore. I'm gone.
What do you guys think in the chat, man? Are we throwing fives? 1 for trash, 5 for facts. How you guys feel tonight on the Debbie Downer call? I felt like it was only right to finish with Jay from Florida. This is one of those nights, man. The doubt starts to set in. It wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a good showing, man. Our guy's not playing well. We don't got no point guard. Point guard situation inconsistent. Your number one free agent target can't even finish a game for you. Don't even know he's existing. Great interview though. I appreciate him for that. But he's not playing well, man. Seen a lot of fives going in the chat. All right, so Jay from Florida is back.
It's that kind of night.
It's that kind of night, CK. They have anointed him. They are rallying around him.
Yep.
He is the fearless leader of the chat tonight. All right, well, it's fair. It's fair critiques, man. No doubt about it, man. So to everybody in the chat once again, like Jay said, your fearless leader, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Hit that like button regardless. Knicks lose. KnicksFanTV wins. #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and the promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Al, how you feeling, man? What'd you think about that call, man? I haven't heard from you in a minute.
I mean, no, I'm just here sulking, man, because this is really just, it's tough. It's tough to just swallow a Knicks loss to the Magic. I just listened to everyone's calls, and I think Jay, you're feeling Jay's type of mood because we should be better than what we're doing right now. We don't want to talk about last season, as Ash said, but there are expectations for this season. We did make it to the 4 seed, sure. East got better, but the expectation is we have a better team. We kept complaining that it was all defense, no offense. Now we got the guys to get the offense, and not even the offense is clicking. We're supposed to have this top 3-point shooting team, but for the last stretch of games, we can't even get over 40%. So it's just this is the type of nights that you feel like Jay, and you can agree with Jay to a certain degree. I don't agree with everything because I don't think we're in that situation where we can roll with kids night in and night out. But it's just that type of night.
Yeah.
Yep.
That type of night, man. CK, anything? Any closing thoughts?
I started off the show saying that I was in a Jay from Florida state of mind, and that the chat will tell you right now how everybody's feeling that way. But like Alex said it best, like he brought up a lot of great points. Don't know if I can completely co-sign because yes, we still have after Ash, but after how we played last year. There's expectations for us to, go above and beyond that. We had a whole offseason of 50 burgers. Shout out to my man JD. Everyone has an expectation for this team. So we got to come close to it or live up to it. And it's not a great start right now. I am in agreement that I feel like we need to mix it up a bit. But, yeah, it's just one of those nights where, you're just mad at everything. So, yeah, Jake brought up some points.
Yeah, man. Ash, closing thoughts real quick.
Just, when I say not to mention last season, I just mean don't use it as a justification for, the things that are happening slowly this season. Obviously, there's an expectation like the guys have alluded to and have said, based on how we did last year. But you also can't forget last year had a lot of stipulations attached to it. There were a lot of things that worked in our favor. And the idea is to continue on that trajectory, not live in the past, but use it as a building block. And right now, we can't allow ourselves to get stuck on what happened last year. It's simply a building block, and we need to get better than we were last year because everything around us has gotten better. And right now we're falling to the wayside. We're not competing, and that's as simple as what it is.
Shout out to Del Will for the super chat. Says, let's keep it a buck. If we hit 3 more of those fool's goal wide open threes, different discussion. CL Kenrick super chat says, Julius needs to take a step back. Needs to take back over this team. Rhyme Animal Chuck D throw hashtag PE in the chat says, we have a leader and Tibbs is invested in Julius. Taj and Rose are only OG coaches on the floor. Julius has to figure it out soon. Fournier has to hit shots. Joshua B says, Kemba being minus 107 on the season is nuts. $20 million a year for Fournier. Yikes. We are in trouble if we don't make a move, but I don't know if there's one to be made. Yeah, I don't really see anything major to be made, honestly. We just got to get right with what we have. Junior Karoma says, my boy Burks is on fire. The chat don't know ish. Burks is legit. I'm so pissed, man. Got to take care of Houston and get ready for the Bulls. King Matthew says, oh man, get your ish together. Get your shot together, Evan Fournier, before I start rooting for you. Juan Sinclair, minus 21 for Julius, some men. He says, this Fizdale Julius Randle, not the MIP Julius Randle. Oscar De Leon says, RIP Young Dolph. I got that. Dimitri D, appreciate it. Dimitri D says, the Tibbs coaching philosophy is outdated and it's not working in today's game. The talent is better and he needs to adapt to it. ISO ball and chucking threes is not winning basketball. Paul Quick says, honestly, we are running sets to get Fournier clean looks. The offense is trash. That's on the coach. DJ Tiggs 13 says, Randall playing like he's up all day with the new baby. Kevin Joseph says, drop bread on tickets for next Saturday's game and already starting to regret it. About to have me looking bad out here again like in the playoffs. David Claudio super chat says, Obi don't get the ball in the post when he got moves. Logan Reason $10 super chat says, shout out to y'all, man. I enjoy watching you guys more than the game. It feels like your therapy session after these L's. D Cunningham says, RJ flourishes with that second unit and the first unit isn't even fun to watch. Greg Film Stuff super chat says, something is up with the starters. It's to the point where the bench is in you grown when one of the starters are coming back. When do we panic? Paul Robinson super chat says, Randall was looking like Peyton at the end of the bench when the bench was eating on the court. Randall was shook like he was in the playoffs. Trade him. Ty Morris, thanks for the super chat, Ty. Shout out to JD, sends a super chat. No, not that, JD. Says the Heat and Cowboy fan in the show cursed us. LOL. Oh, she heard that. Okay. Charlie Correa sends a super chat. Charlie, what's good? Says, were the Knicks at 1 oak or something last night? All their 3-pointers were short. Every single one. Yeah, Fournier's been short. I don't know what's going on. Kenny Gale super chat says, Casamigos Tibbs sees Obi cooking and says, no, you can't flourish. Go to the bench. Put in negative 68 the last 5 games. Randall in. Hashtag free Obi. Hashtag super chat gang. David Claudio again says, team is built to run. Julius don't start to play for 19 seconds. We them boys super chat says, Evan Fournier is stealing money. Put him on the trading block. Rhyme Animal Chuck D super chat says, Tibbs' fear in adjustment is in his losing his leader. Rose and Taj are OGs. Randall deferring are making mistakes as the bad guy. With 36 and 46 without a leader, and who is the closer? But Mitchell looked good. First Lady of Sports says Tibbs need to start Rose and IQ in the third quarter. Gotta be Legend Super Chat says, yes, I'd like a glass of Doom Perrion, please. The team is looking real spooky right now. Another game for Julius with 0 offensive rebounds. Ed Paula says, won't play Obi and Randall together because of rim protection, but we'll play RJ at the 4, Randall at the 5. Stop lying to us, Tibbs. Easy way to turn on you. Charlie Correa says, it's nothing more frustrating than the Knicks' third quarter. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Another super chat came in. Another super chat coming. Shout out to... Oh, I got that from JD. Salute to JD. Blood of the Panda says the boy looking like a monster. He's going to take those minutes by force. I warned y'all till it's backwards. Hashtag Obi Avengers. Hashtag Free Obi. Hush Zeus is 80 million for 20 minutes of Fournier and get iced out with 7 shots a game. Pathetic. Might as well have just kept Bullock at this point. Paul Robinson. Hashtag Ari was right. And that is it, man. So to everybody in the chat once again. Back at it Saturday. I'll be at the Garden on Saturday. Knicks versus Rockets. If you're there, pull up on us. No post-game show Saturday, but we'll do some live coverage from MSG and be back on Sunday as well for Knicks Weekly. So definitely tune in for that. Remember, the show's available in audio podcast format. All the major podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Alexa, Stitcher. And that's the word, man. So